The second fight, actually, I had just finished breaking my nose.
Just finished breaking your nose?
Yeah, I just...
So it was hanging on for a little bit.
Yeah, it was like to the side. My dad actually put it back in place. Next day, they called me up. They're like, listen, tomorrow there's a fight going on in Staten Island. We would love to have Reshat fight Shushu. Bruce Carrington. Listen, Shushu, if you see this...
I'll tag him, don't worry.
I still love you, bro.
I'll tag him.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? He beat me my first fight. He beat me. It was a close fight. I'm like, I'm going to fucking get his ass. And he beat the shit out of me that fight.
You'll have that.
Yeah.
And welcome back to another edition of Dive In Deep with the Dirty Water Boys. Yours truly, Dirty Water Don.
Animal here.
And in the hot seat tonight, our guest, the Albanian Bear.
What's going on? How you guys doing?
Welcome.
What's your government name?
Reshat Matt.
All right, and they call you the Albanian Bear. How does one get a nickname quite like that? I imagine you're Albanian.
Yeah. I like to think that I'm Albanian, and I mean, I originally had a couple nicknames beforehand. Like, you know, when I was younger, I was the Baby Punch, and I was Mad Dog after that. And then people were just calling me, like, because I'm Albanian, obviously. They were like, "Oh, the Albanian Bear." I don't know whether I was too hairy or.
Do you trouble with body hair?
I do.
You struggle with that?
Thank God, you know, I like to keep myself a little
Manscaped?
bit.
You should get Gillette on the phone, have them sponsor you.
Exactly, right?
Right.
But I don't want to see the names because they're not sponsoring me yet. But it's
I don't say names for free. I got you.
Yeah, but I was different when I was back then. I was kind of going crazy when I fought, and then they just called me the Bear.
All right, the Albanian Bear in the house.
Yeah.
I'll keep my jokes against you real minimum with a name like the Albanian Bear.
Yeah.
So how long? Let's start this. Ready? What made you get into boxing? At what age?
I started like self-defense and stuff like that in the beginning when I was 4.5. I'm old now. I'm 25 now, but then it started going into competing, and I started doing jiu-jitsu and wrestling and kickboxing and boxing, and then eventually I started realizing, you know what, I'm pretty good at this, and I'm winning some of this stuff. And I was doing kickboxing. I was traveling all over the world for everything.
Okay.
Kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA. Then around like 16 or 17, I started realizing I started having a bigger passion for boxing than anything else. And, after that, the rest was history.
Now, being that you partaked in all these different styles of fighting, which one do you think has like the biggest discipline that you need to really focus to really achieve your goals at?
That's tough because all of them have like their certain ways of doing it. Because MMA is different compared to boxing. I definitely do think that the bigger outcomes into the sport are boxing or MMA. Because outside of, high school and college, what are you going to do after that for wrestling? Kickboxing is tough because you got to travel all over the world.
Right.
But most of those guys that do kickboxing or wrestling, stuff like that, they'll join either MMA or boxing.
Okay. And you look like you have a question?
No, I do. I was gonna say for boxing, the pay's better than MMA and kickboxing, isn't it?
Nah, I don't believe so.
It's all kind of like how good you do, I guess.
It's not about how good you do. It's about how you're like promoted.
Okay, so it's all about promotion, advertisements.
Yeah, you'll have some guys that are there that can make great money and start off very good, and they love you, and they'll make you rich, and they'll make you promoted very well and fight for a title shot very soon. And then there's some guys that are trying to squeeze through that pay their opponents and kind of lose money off the professional boxing fights.
Right.
So it's a very weird thing in the boxing world, which in MMA is very different because I know a lot of times MMA they'll put you in a card where you can sell tickets and it'll kind of balance out. Boxing, it's a weird game right now. It's a very, very weird game where some of these guys that are due for a world title shot won't get it because, especially in my weight class,
politics.
They won't get it, but the guys in the lower weight class will go up in that weight and fight for a world title before a mandatory will fight that world title, which makes no sense.
Yeah, for years, boxers who should have fought never got the opportunity to because of their promotions.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, they should have fought in their primes like a decade before they did.
Yeah.
But they never did because they never could come to an agreement. Because, like, this person wanted so much of the purse, and there were so many stipulations, and you had to come in at this weight, and then there's so many rules to the fight that they just couldn't make it happen.
So now when it comes to getting weight, right? You got cut and shred and do what you got to do to make the weight. What kind of secrets you got to lose some weight? Because I don't even know this. I'm
You look like a
little-
lean guy.
Yeah, we're a little chubby on this side of the
I'm
camera.
super chunky right now.
Oh, are you?
I'm big. I'm super big right now. I fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
I fight. I fight at 140. Super lightweight. It's one of the biggest weight
What are you,
classes.
like 168 right now?
So crank it up
Yeah,
a little more.
170?
I'm about 175 to 180 right now. Yeah.
You don't look it.
I like the looks out.
You wear it well.
Maybe
You wear it
it's the
well.
white. You know, it's
Very
trying to hide
panda.
it. Yeah.
He has the pandas on.
But boxing is a weird game right now. Which, but if you look at a lot of the fighters now, they do all do the same thing. Just like to say, MMA cuts a lot of weight. So does boxers.
Is it easy for you though? Do you like have a specific diet you like to stick to?
I focus a lot on the diet. I do a lot of running.
You fast at all?
I intermittent fast. So I
Nice.
eat during the day, small meals during the day, and at night I cut it out.
Do you
And-
chase chickens around Philadelphia at all?
No,
you don't do
not
that?
that time. No.
All right, just wondering.
We have turkeys in Staten Island, so I chase the turkeys instead.
They're not that fast.
No.
You can catch
That's
them
why
pretty.
it's so
I
easy.
can catch a turkey. I'm not impressed by that.
I know. That's why I'm like I can't brag too much about it.
You gotta get a chicken out
But
there.
they're very lean, so
yeah,
very
alright.
lean meat.
Yeah. But then my diet is very, very weird because I cut out red meat. I like to eat like white meat, fish, chicken, shrimp. So it's a lot of those like certain values. But I'm a carnivore. I like to eat.
Do you, off topic of boxing, do you read the packaging on the shrimp before you eat it?
No.
So you're cool with, like farm raised shrimp from Thailand. You're cool with
I'm
that?
gonna be honest with you. Even when they tell you about like McDonald's, like yo, this is made of it. I'm like, it tastes good. I don't really care.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Can't
argue that.
I eat terrible.
I eat horrible, but when it comes to shrimp, I'm like a snob. Like I won't buy the shrimp like Walmart or like Stop and Shop. I think it's farm raised from like Thailand or something. I won't eat it.
I used to eat like tilapia until I realized like it's all farm raised.
Yeah, it's all raised in shit.
It's like
Yeah,
the
it's like-
pig of the fish world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm
Filthy.
like that. I don't eat no more because
Okay.
I realize it's really
it's
bad.
super bad for you.
But other than that, I'm like everything is up for grabs.
Right on.
So why do you cut out the red meat and stick with the white? The white fish?
They say that it stays in your body a little bit longer than more longer. It's harder to digest.
Mhm.
And I do see it when I'm like checking my weight like 20 times a day. After I eat red meat, kind of like brings my weight back up faster.
And it stays in there for a couple
Because
days.
everybody's body's different.
Right, it works for you,
Like
yeah.
a lot of people eat rice and they lose weight. Me, if I eat rice, I'm gaining weight. So, but I can eat potatoes and lose weight.
And there's some guys who just eat red meat and that's it, and they've never been healthier.
Yeah,
So it's right. It's all about
it's everybody's
the
body's
structure, yeah.
differently.
All right.
So that's why it's like it's good to check it once in a while, see what works, see what doesn't work. But running definitely helps me out a lot. When
I don't run anywhere.
I hate running.
Yeah, me too.
So
I
you gotta
hate
cut like
run-
30 plus pounds sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think last fight I lost within 2 months. I lost like 45 pounds.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That's
it
like
was
an
rough.
actor in a movie.
It was rough. Yeah,
That was the one you fought at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Nothing
you-
went
you
right
won
in
that
fight. I looked so bad that fight. I was
Like
so
was it
upset.
like the hair, the face? What was bad about it? What did you like?
The weight cut wasn't going too well.
Okay.
You're trying to stay healthy as much as possible during the camps, which never happens. Like it never happens. Everything hurts. My back hurts. My legs hurt. And then the whole night, the whole fight card was just like disaster. Some dude wasn't like trying to pee and trying to take his drug test. I was supposed to be 2 fights later. They were telling me I'm fighting at 8:15. I ended up walking out like 7:30. I'm like, bro, what is this? They're going in the back room yelling. I wasn't even wrapped up yet. They're like, you're next. What the fuck?
Why? Because someone refused the drug test?
Yeah, well, he wasn't taking his drug test. He wasn't.
So
peeing.
before every fight, you got to piss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what do they check for? Your basic
Probably, yeah,
narcotics
yeah,
or
yeah,
steroids or how does
Yeah,
that work?
steroids, marijuana.
So you
everything.
can't. You're telling me that I can't fight on crack cocaine. I'm not allowed.
I don't think
Yeah,
you can
no.
have alcohol in your system, right?
No, you can't even have alcohol. in your
Nothing,
system.
yeah.
Really?
No, you can't.
And there's
have that.
certain energy drinks and stuff that have certain chemicals in it that'll
Yeah.
show up on tests.
Yeah,
They're very
that's-
stringent.
It's New York State Athletic Commission is very, very strict when
Really?
it comes to other stuff. They're like probably one of the most strict in the whole country.
Yeah, they didn't let UFC. Them weren't involved with each other until like 2019 or something.
Yeah,
Well, because of the
yeah.
drug test?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
well, a lot of
didn't.
reasons.
They didn't allow MMA into
Unions too.
Yeah, they didn't allow MMA fighting
Mm-hmm.
in New York and all. So that's why I kind of moved away from MMA in the beginning
Yeah.
because I was like, I can't. I have to go all the way to like Virginia to go fight,
Right.
which it's like it was annoying.
That's a hike.
I'm like,
driving.
I'm like 6-hour drive just to have one MMA fight. So I was like, you know what? Boxing fights I had every other week.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Let me just keep doing this.
Now, do you train locally?
I train in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Do you go to the city every time to train? Do you live in
yeah.
Jersey?
I live in Staten Island.
that's right. You already
Yeah,
said
and
the
yeah,
turkeys,
so,
yeah.
so I got to pay. I got to pay that Verrazano every time I pass it. So
I don't love
it's
that
rough.
for you.
Rough.
You gotta sign up for like a college, take a couple classes, you get the student discount.
Yeah. Oh, for when I go to I might drop out of college.
Has
I could've
Easy Pass ever sponsored anybody? That'd be like
They
the biggest
should.
boss sponsor you
That'd
could
be a
ever
great
get.
sponsor to have.
that'd be
I'm sponsored by
unbelievable.
Easy Pass. I drive wherever I want.
Yeah.
You know what?
Are you
We should
kidding
look
me?
into this, but
Yeah, it's a good
That would-
idea.
First of all, they don't need to sponsor. They have a monopoly.
I understand that. But to make people feel better about getting screwed over by Easy Pass,
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't.
They don't care about
So
us.
Easy Pass and like the IRS are the only people who could really take money out of your bank account. How is that possible?
My
Think
ex-wife
about
did it
that?
all the
Yeah.
time. Talking about.
I think
well-
it's Easy Pass kind of screws me every time.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my bill and I'm
Why
like,
do you
why
need
is it so high?
$1,400 this time around? Like,
Every time they get a hit, they always hit me up for more.
Yeah, for me they just take it right out and I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Like, I'll do the same commute for like 8 months straight for whatever job I'm on, and let's say it's $600 a month in tolls. So they'll take out the first month $600, second month $600, third month $950, and you're like,
Yeah,
fuck, what just happened?
And you can't even complain
No,
about
and
it.
they can't
Yeah.
ask for it back. But I didn't use it.
Yeah.
They're terrible. I think you're on something though. You should look into getting sponsored.
I like that. I like that. So what's your professional boxing record currently right now?
15-0.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I knew you were undefeated, but I didn't know the exact number.
Yeah,
15-0.
15-0. Thank God. Knock on wood.
Right here, buddy, right in front of you. Solid wood.
There you go.
If I can facilitate a Jake Paul fight, would you do it?
Absolutely, I would do it.
Why not?
Absolutely.
You retire off that.
I seen one fight just got announced the other day. It was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Darren Till.
Yep.
And I was looking and I'm like, this is probably one of the most shittiest fights I ever heard announced in my life.
But you're gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch
I'm
it.
definitely 100,000% not watching it.
Yeah.
I'm not watching it.
No?
No, I'm not.
Really?
One's a notified like guy that's like, the most unprofessional guy I ever met in my life. I actually was on a card with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The guy showed up like crazy, cracked out of his mind. He was cracked out.
No drug test?
And then when USADA came, we were supposed to fight that card in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up pushing it into Arizona because USADA came to his house and he was like, 1 second, got in his car and took off.
I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, and he took off, and they were like, "Yep, he's not fighting in Vegas, just suspended." And they ended up putting it in Arizona. He came in over 3 pounds overweight, and the dude looked like he's probably one of the biggest unprofessional fighters I've ever met in my life.
Well, I did not know that.
Yeah, I
well,
know.
guess what? I'm on the bandwagon.
Hey, but, they're on.
I'm still
losing,
gonna watch it.
They're on like big losing streaks.
Yeah.
Darren Till hasn't been the same since he got knocked out.
Sure.
What was it? Multiple times. You know, so it's like he's not the same guy, but it's money grabs. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm all for fighters getting paid because at the end of the day, they're not. Say they make 200,000, they're not making clean 200,000.
No, there's so many people paying.
No, they got their conditioning coaches. They have their they have so many people they got to pay out. That
So
it's
the
like,
200 grand, what are they walking away with? 40 grand?
No.
yeah, they're gonna make maybe. Depends because the management, certain managers grab a certain amount of money. Yeah, they have like 3 or 4 coaches, so maybe clean they'll probably make like out of that 200,000, maybe like 100 grand. Then you still got to pay that 1099 taxes because 1099s.
Oh, wait, you guys pay taxes?
Of course we pay taxes.
Oh, all right.
That's right.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I'm like, but we're paid 1099, so we got to make sure you keep that money.
You don't want to
because-
Wesley snipe it.
No,
Yeah, listen,
no,
I
you're
get
going
it.
straight to jail.
You got to buy snow tires, easy pass.
Yep,
You know, these
yep.
are write-offs.
Yep.
Just saying.
So, but they change the write-offs every year. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys realize that.
Yeah, they
because
do.
Certain things I was able to write off, now I can't write off no more.
Right.
But it's boxing's a weird game right now. And another thing too is if you're fighting for a world title,
Mhm.
the people that like WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF, those guys take a percentage of your fight purse too.
Everyone's got their hand out.
They
Wow.
take I think 1 or 2% of your fight purse.
Jesus.
For what?
Like the mob.
Yeah, I'm like.
Well, we
for
don't
what?
say the M word on this show. Watch your mouth. We're too close.
But that's the part I don't understand. For what?
Do they offer anything in return for that? Like what?
Are you like unionized?
You get like a belt, maybe. You get your
So
belt.
the
Yeah, you
be-
got to
so
pay for that belt. They
You
ain't
gotta
free.
pay for your
They ain't
belt.
free.
You win it. Shit, that's not enough.
That's not enough.
Every fight they take 2%.
If you want to defend that belt, you got to pay 1 or 2% of that. So like I'm looking about it now. Canelo has 5 belts. He's paying a percentage of each of those belts.
So if he's getting
Jesus.
paid like $100 million to fight, wow.
And how much do you think those belts cost?
78 cents. I got a guy in
No,
Brooklyn.
they probably cost like $8 8 grand, 12
No,
grand.
No way. It was
No?
fucking made of
What do
tin leather.
They're maybe gold plated.
Okay,
Dude, they
still.
they
like,
sell those
that's
things
not-
out at Seaside
all
Heights
that
on the boardwalk.
artwork on it is intricate, aren't they?
No.
Maybe like
Yeah, but inflation.
Inflation on
maximum
leather.
$500 max.
That's what I'm saying. It's good.
$500. That
During this podcast, I'm going to Google it at some point, and we're going to find out.
Look what it's worth.
I do
Yeah.
have a question about your record and everything.
Yeah.
So, how many fights did you have to have before you went pro? Like, so you went from MMA and kickboxing and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and then you went to boxing. How many boxings did you have to do until you?
How many
Oh,
boxings?
I fought about 130 boxing fights alone.
Wow.
Okay.
So
How many of those did you win?
I won 114 of them. Actually, no, what I'm saying. I had 124 fights. I lost 10 of them, which they were all close fights, except for one. I can admit it was to my. He actually beat me 3 times in the amateurs, which I was like, how the fuck do I beat this fucking guy?
Crack cocaine.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
The second fight, actually, I had just finished breaking my nose.
Just
And-
finished breaking your
yeah,
nose.
I just-
So it was hanging on for a
Yeah,
little bit.
it was like to the side. My dad actually put it back in place. Next day, they called me up. They're like, listen, tomorrow there's a fight going on in Staten Island. We would love to have Reshat fight Shushu. Bruce Carrington. Listen, Shushu, if you see this,
I'll tag him. Don't worry.
I still love you, bro. You know, I
I'll
still-
tag him. I got
And
you, bud.
I'm like, yeah, you know what? He beat me my first fight. He beat me. It was a close fight. I'm like, I'm going to fucking get his ass. And he beat the shit out of me that fight.
You'll have that.
Yeah, he hit
You'll
me
have that.
every time he was hitting my nose. I was like, oh, like it was hurting me bad, and it was bleeding. It was a rough fight. My dad thought he was like, you know what, we're gonna smoke him this fight, and he whooped my ass.
You'll have that.
Yeah, he beat me 3 times in the amateurs. I was like,
And
you
now
know
for
what?
one time professionally.
No,
he's undefeated.
I'm undefeated now. as a
Oh,
professional,
all right,
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I
yeah.
asked. All those,
Well,
they're all before he. became pro.
I can make fun of him all I want because he's a vegan, and I'm like, you know,
They deserve it.
You ever
yeah,
hear
yeah.
that joke? How do you know you're talking to a vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. Love
really?
that. Yeah, they'll tell you. You're talking to a vegan? They're like, oh, by the way, it's sunny out and I'm a vegan. You're like, I didn't fucking ask what you eat.
Yeah. I don't know how they can do it.
I don't either.
I need to have a steak or chicken or something like that. Like when I'm eating, anything I eat, I have to
Always
have
have
it.
the protein.
Yeah.
You have to.
Well, there's natural plant proteins, isn't there?
butter?
Nah, it's
Spinach.
I,
Well, no,
I need to have.
You can do it, but you have to eat like a specific diet constantly.
See, I don't understand. I was talking to a vegan once. I know because he told me. He was telling me vegans can't drink wine because most vintners and wines in like California, they bring in out-of-state bees to pollinate their crop, and therefore they're displacing animals, and that goes against their core belief system. I don't know how true it is. I
Yeah.
never Googled it.
I
He's
don't
like,
know.
can't drink wine. I'm like, that's a fucking gay diet. How the fuck would I want that?
I can. To be honest, I'm not a wine drinker.
But if you were. But
Yeah, but even if I did like it, I'm just not gonna stop me. I'm not a vegan,
Yeah.
so I'll eat, I'll drink whatever I need to drink.
Whatever gets me where I need to be.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm good to go.
So now
Right on.
you finished up the Madison Square Garden fight, and
Yeah.
you ended up on top. Congrats for that.
Yeah, thank you.
What's
Thank
the next? What do you got? What do you got coming up? What's the next one?
One, I gotta get surgery. That's what I need to
You're
handle.
I want to make some bets here. You're killing me.
Yeah, I know. My last fight, the one before that one, that was a good bet. You know, the guy that I fought, Dakota Linger, was a great fight. The guy's a super nice guy. I mean, I was obviously favorite. I wasn't that much of a favorite, which I was. I thought I was gonna take him out easy.
Yeah, with a name
Which,
like Albanian Bear,
yeah.
I thought you'd let it work.
I did very well. I won all the rounds and I stopped him in the 9th. But they had me winning by decision. So all my people were putting money on me to stop him, and they ended up winning money. So I was happy about that.
Hope they took care of you.
None of them. Not even
Not
one.
even a dinner.
Not even.
Wow.
Not even a penny. They're like, "Yo, Dave, I love you." I'm like, "I'll
Not
take
that much.
I'll take $20."
Yeah, a Big Mac, something, a thank you
A
card.
Visa gift card.
Yeah.
Something.
No, but I was happy they won, and
Unboxing. Can you bet on yourself? Are you allowed to?
I don't.
Ryan Garcia did it.
Yeah, but he marches to his own drummer.
I guess you.
See,
I
the
think,
guy's in this whole nother world.
he has his own thing going on.
I was friends with Ryan before
I think
all
you
this
can
stuff.
in
but,
boxing.
Do we?
I think you can. I think you can do that in MMA also. But
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
you can't bet on yourself to lose, but you can bet on yourself to win.
I think you can bet on yourself to win.
Not to lose.
I think you can. I don't think it's a penalty.
It's like the NFL and shit. Like the camera guy can't even bet.
Right. They're very strict.
Yeah, I heard about that guy from
MLB.
NBA too.
Yeah,
the
all
guy
of
was
them.
betting on,
Yeah.
he was
There's all
betting on
rules.
himself to hit the unders every night. He won like 500,000.
That's fine.
They caught him.
Who was the guy that bet that there was going to be a streaker at the Super Bowl, He paid the money, and then he was in fact the streaker.
Yeah, he's past Super Bowl.
Yeah, so he paid the bail money and everything, but he made like $50,000 or whatever the hell it was.
That's smart. I'm gonna do it next time too.
Smart bet. I'm gonna bet there's gonna be a streaker at your next boxing event.
But then you're banned.
And I'm running across the ring.
But you're banned from every NFL stadium.
I'm fine with that.
For life.
Oh, for life?
For life.
For streaking?
You never go to a Super Bowl. You can never do anything.
Maybe you got me. Maybe you got me there. I'm stuck.
Yeah, I ain't doing it anymore.
Because there's some rule in place where once you pass that threshold of the stadium area, then it turns into a different crime.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
If
Yeah.
you get into a fist fight or do some fucked up shit in the stands, you might get banned from that particular stadium or whatever.
Say Raiders fans, who the fuck they want.
Yeah, but,
Anyway, back to boxing.
Bills fans, too.
Back to boxing.
So where do you train in Brooklyn? Do you have, like, a specific gym? Or
yeah, it's New York City Cops and Kids.
Okay.
Super, super great organization where it's free. It's a foundation.
All right, you going somewhere where it's free. I like your style.
Yeah,
right.
well, it's not free for me, but,
pay?
they don't ask for $1.
You donate.
I donate, yeah. So it's like, I'm super grateful for them. I pay the coaches after each fight. Thank you for, but it's just one guy that's the main guy. He helps fundraisers, doing all this stuff. It helps, helps kids get off the streets. It's all in like low income areas where they're gonna, kind of help kids.
Give them a little discipline, give them a home, a place to go to in times you're getting tough.
Yeah,
awesome.
And it's great. Pat Russo's a guy that's never asking for no, he's a guy that's like, don't say my name. It's New York City Cops and Kids. That's it. Like, don't say it's me.
Let's say his name. What's his name?
Pat Russo.
Okay, Pat Russo.
That's the man. I love that guy to death. Anything that guy needs. It's like, I've been going there since I was 10 years old.
Okay.
And 15 years already. Shit.
Time flies, brother.
Yeah, I know. And I try to pay it forward now, whatever way I can help.
Is there a lot of professional boxers that train there? Or?
Oh, we do. We have a lot of guys. People come in from like other countries and stuff like that to come train with us too.
Okay.
Here and there.
But you're the best, though.
I wouldn't say I'm the best.
I'll say it. He's the best.
No, we have a bunch of good guys from different weight classes and stuff like that. One of them was the interim world champion, Biop. We had Jarrell Miller, Big Baby, which he's fighting in June 9, I think it is.
Yeah. Can you call him? See if he wants to do a podcast.
Yeah, I'll give him a call.
Appreciate
I'll give him a call. He's a big dude. I don't think he's gonna fit into.
I'll give him a different chair.
But he's
I'll bring a whole couch in for him.
No problem. But yeah, we have a lot of super duper like great talent in our camp.
I haven't heard super duper. I can't tell you how long. I am really happy that you said super duper.
I'm super old school.
I'm making that a soundbite.
I'm super duper old school.
Listen, the Albanian Bear, you heard it here first, is super duper.
Yep. No other way.
That's going to be the clip. That's going to be the thing.
Super duper.
Yeah, super duper.
You don't hear that too often. So you do your training, you get it all done, and then what's your mental state? How do you get into the zone as you're driving to the fight? Like what you get in the zone?
Like you said before, you said this guy's a nice guy, that guy's a nice guy. You know these from other trainers and other places, and you hear stories.
Yeah.
How do you mentally prepare to go and fucking try to kill this guy?
Oh, this is a job for me. This is a thing that's gonna pay my bills and do what I have to do. But once I get ready and I'm at the stadium, like I'm still relaxed. I'm still like, they check my heart rate and they're like, you're fighting, right? I'm like,
you're at 6'2" beats a minute.
Yeah, I'm like, this is a job. You get it done. I might get my ass whooped. I might whoop his ass.
Either way, I'm getting paid.
Either way, I'm getting paid. But my goal there is to win a fight. Get the job done, win the fight, and then move on. It's only when I start putting the gloves on and I start stretching, that's when I'm realizing, like, listen, all right, it's time to stop fucking around and be serious.
Yeah, that blood flowing, the adrenaline going.
And then I actually listen to, I don't know if you see like all this like super themes that I do. I listen to a lot of like old school wrestling like theme songs. And
I'm a real American.
I have that in my album. I have.
Why wouldn't you have that?
I have like the old school Triple H when it was like my time. Like I have that. I have the old Rock. I have all these guys. Kane is one of them definitely, and then the old school Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
Like
the Bell?
Yeah. The Ministry of Darkness one.
Okay.
That one like amps me up. I want to go crazy. So I listen to those like kind of music before I get into it, and then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go.
So like not Mozart or like Beethoven or anything.
No.
Okay.
Straight,
The Beatles? Nothing?
No. Unfortunately,
Captain
not.
Geek and the Shrimp Shack Shooters.
Yeah.
I get really into Hey Jude right before I fight.
Yeah, I listen to like, that's like gives me like some beats where I'm like, I'm gonna go crazy. Like
It probably brings you back to when you were a kid watching wrestling, getting amped up, watching those guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why you see me doing different themes each fight. I had Stone Cold one fight. I had Chris Jericho. That was one of my favorites.
You had the glass break?
No. I had the glass break, but not the actual like glass.
You know what I
But,
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
the
I was an early fight that night, so it didn't go out. None of these actually came out the way I wanted it to go out. You know, I have like the promotions. Like this is where the promotional comes in. You want to make something that's gonna be like, yo, listen, bam, like this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, the ring walk is the most. To me is the most entertaining part
Right.
after fighting. But you know, the cane one, I has like, guys, I need this whole place red. You know,
Only red Skittles in the dressing room.
Yeah, I wanted the whole place red. I wanted like red steam instead of the fire because I get at the fire. And they were like, "Yeah, we got you." I went there. And it was like a couple red lights. I was like, I'm like, you know what?
It's
Whatever.
salmon. What is this?
Yeah, and I couldn't get my wig right either. I wanted it soaked. Like they rushed me out and everything. I was pissed. I wasn't even. And then by the time I got to the ring, I was like, oh shit, I'm fighting. I didn't get nothing mentally prepared, nothing like that. I was like, just go there.
Ding, okay, we're doing this.
I was like, put my pants up, you know, like, and I'm like, all right, let's throw hands.
Yeah, but sometimes that might be great because you're psyching. You don't even realize it subconsciously. You're just relaxed and
Yeah,
you have to like fight or flight.
You don't. I like that little like butterfly feeling when they go into the ring where it's like, okay, I'm like, all right,
this is it.
it's either me or you, pal. Like let's get it
Now,
over
when
with.
you fight a new guy every time, does each training session do you tailor it for your each individual opponent?
Yeah, we get.
Do you watch like videotape?
It's
I
called the
personally
sweet
don't.
science.
I don't.
I'm sorry.
I don't actually watch a lot of the guys' tape. I watch like 1 or 2 rounds, and I'm like, all right, I know what he does.
I got this.
But yeah, I'm like that's enough.
Do you rely on your trainers
Yeah,
to kind of like
yeah.
point out things
my,
to you?
My trainers, I have my dad as my one of my coaches also.
Perfect.
He does a lot of scouting. He gets actually a lot more nervous than I do.
Well,
But
he's your
it's
dad.
my father. I know.
Albanian Papa Bear?
Oh yeah, he's very old school.
Do they call him the Albanian
I
Grizzly?
bet he's hairy too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's where I get it from. I blame him.
That makes sense.
He's
That's a strange thing to
OTB.
focus on.
He's
that your dad's
OTB to
hairy.
the T. Off the boat, like accent and everything.
So are you first generation?
Yeah.
They
Well,
came
no.
in?
My mom was born here. My mom was born
Okay.
in Jersey, actually. Actually, not that far. I'm from Garfield.
Oh, you're right,
Alright.
Yeah, right here. So she
5 minutes.
so technically, I'm like
Half and half.
half
You're
generation.
the Arnold
yeah.
Palmy
Yeah.
first generation.
First and a half.
Yeah, I
so,
got you. All right.
But yeah, it's other than that.
So was your dad into boxing prior to you getting into it, or did you pick him as your coach when you got into it?
Oh no, my dad was into boxing. Like he's been with me since self-defense days.
Mm-hmm.
My dad loved all individual sports except for golf.
No,
everything
why
else-
Not? It's not a sport in his book.
He's like, sport, golf.
Yeah,
Me,
gotcha.
I love golf. I love golf.
Understood. I feel
But-
your father. We're the
yeah,
same.
Yeah, but him is like tennis. This is one of his top marks, which is he watches every MMA boxing fight. It doesn't matter where it is, what promotion it is. He watches all of that.
Okay.
He hates basketball. He hates NBA. He hates the NFL. He hates all of them.
Okay.
He doesn't watch any team sports.
And
He hates all
definitely no
of them.
PGA Tour. Got it.
Oh no PGA. Forget
Yeah,
about it.
all right.
Me, I'm like I'll sit there and I'll watch all of them.
Really?
Yeah. My dad's
Do you watch the Formula One racing?
no. That I don't watch
Watch
that.
that?
No.
Okay. Trying to weigh out
Yeah,
your
I don't like
the scale of
But
sports.
like golf, I'll watch. NFL. You know, I was a Giants fan. Now I'm a Jets fan.
How'd that happen?
You know, you get engaged.
That's a fair change though.
my-
same stadium,
yeah.
same city.
Listen, I was originally a Jets person because my whole side, my dad's side was like a Jets fan,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, you know what, I like blue better. Let's be
The
Giants.
color. Going with the color.
Let's go to the Giants.
Plus,
But
it didn't hurt winning 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady.
yeah,
All right.
Didn't hurt.
Jets are up next. So my
Yeah, they
fiance
are.
is a big Jets fan, so I'm like,
Keep Aaron Rodgers healthy.
listen, they have the best doctors in the world. The guys,
They're the best doctors in the world.
Yeah, he's healthier than he was
What he
before.
had an Achilles tear.
Yeah, something like
He
that.
had an Achilles tear, and he was back walking in like 2 to 3 months.
Dude, my dad had his towards Achilles tendon.
Both at the same time.
Same time.
No.
And
Yeah.
Didn't complain about it. Walked around for 3 months without getting treated. And then finally he's like, I can't walk anymore.
Yeah, then eventually his feet swelled up. He's like, I can't walk.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
He was on a double
crazy.
boot with his legs up for like 2 months. He had to heal.
So you're saying you're
Nuts.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. You're saying you're going to get surgery. What is it for?
So I have bone like
I also have a bone in my
yeah,
arm,
I have
yes.
I have bone fragments on both sides of my elbow, like the extra bone.
Dropping.
And every like I can't even touch this elbow. This is the most I can go.
So if I want to get you, I'll go from behind you. You
yeah,
can't,
no,
can't
no.
get me.
All you
Stop choking me.
all you have to do is just touch me like this, and I'll scream. It'll hurt.
Oh, I'll fight you right. I'll punch you right in the
Yeah,
elbow.
right.
So did you have him in your last fight?
Well, no, I started feeling it like within the second round. The guy started punching me, like he kept punching me in my elbow, and I'm like, "What the fuck you
Like
doing?"
he knew,
Yeah,
like it was a magnetic.
no, like he kept punching me in my elbow, and I'm like, "Fuck, this is starting to hurt me." And he's like, and each round was going by, and it's hurting worse and worse. And I'm like, "Yo, this fucking guy keeps punching me in my elbow, and it's hurting me." He's like, "Oh, just keep your." He's like, my dad's like, "Just fucking hit him,
Move your elbow.
Yeah,
When you ever in the ring, all your boxing matches, or even MMA or kickboxing, does anybody ever say anything to you that like makes you laugh or like makes you more angry or anything like that?
well,
Like,
I'm not an angry person.
okay,
That's
but-
funny because your career choice, but all right.
Yeah, I know,
Like
it's
somebody
weird.
like,
I'm
did
not,
that
I'm not a
really
violent.
hurt? Yeah.
I'm not a violent person at all. But I fought one dude in Vegas, and I love Vegas. But
Who
Who
doesn't?
doesn't? Yeah.
and we went there, we fought, and in the middle of the fight, right? First we started off the face off, and I was laughing. I couldn't keep a serious face, and the guy starts laughing with me. Now we're good friends, Ryan Pino. Then we start fighting, and he's like, "Yo, you're ugly," and I'm like,
Your mom thinks I'm handsome.
and I'm like, fuck you, and we started talking shit to each other the whole fight, and then the referee comes up, he's like, "Listen, the next word I hear from anybody, I'm taking a point off." So once we got into it and we started hugging each other, we're like, "Fuck you, you were a pussy,"
Piece of shit.
and it
We're
wasn't
going down
great.
together.
But then after the fight, we actually sat down, we talked, and it was like nothing. It was nothing personal. I get it. He was trying to get in my mind. I was trying to get in his head. Like, it was going back and forth. It was a good fight, though. He was probably one of the hardest fights I've had.
But you won.
I won, yeah.
Was it hardest because he was a really good opponent, or could it have been he was like distracting you with the talking?
No, he was a very good, awkward guy that gives a lot of people problems. And he's a guy that's like, his record deceives people. And
What's his record?
I think he was like, at the time, it was like 9-7.
Huh.
But it was all against undefeated fighters. He definitely was a guy that had lack of management, had lack of promotion. That's another thing. Where
Probably a lot of close fights too.
Well, and they were all close fights. Majority of the fights were very, very close. After he fought him, he actually went undefeated and beat like a couple of undefeated guys.
Wow.
And I like to take the credit for that, but
Yeah,
you
you rubbed him. Good luck, Chuck.
Yeah, I was
Good
like-
luck, Chucked him. That makes sense.
But it's a weird way of working around this sport where it's just like you have to kind of deal with your opponents and work with them, because he took the fight in a week and a half notice because the guy that I was supposed to fight ended up getting arrested or something like that. And I was like,
a fighter?
Sometimes those
Yeah.
fighters,
Getting arrested?
sometimes
Yeah,
they're the
like,
most
say
dangerous
so.
fighters. Those
Yeah,
black men fights.
yeah, I knew he was going to be a tricky guy, and he definitely was a tricky guy. One of the hardest fights I had, too.
Can you
So-
imagine you're squaring up and you're fighting in the ring? Guy's like, "Hey, after this, you want to get sushi?"
Yeah.
Not talking shit, but like, you want to grab a bite after this?
That's something I would probably do. I'd probably say that, 'cause I talk a lot of shit when I
Sushi?
fight, but I'd like to play the mental warfare in fights.
Yeah.
So I like to see what pisses people off and what like kind of like what's gonna work in my benefit.
Okay.
Right.
And the last fight didn't work because the guy didn't fucking speak English. The guy was speaking fluent Spanish. I'm like, bro, you live in San Diego, California.
You couldn't. Well, okay. You've been to San Diego. That's like the main fucking demographic. The fuck?
But I'm like, you at least know a little bit of English,
Can you
please.
speak
Maybe
any
you
other
should know a little bit of Spanish.
Can you speak any other language?
I speak very little Albanian.
Okay.
Very, very
Did
little.
your father say things to you and like
Yeah.
secret where no one else knows?
Yeah, I know a lot of curse words too.
I'm gonna call you one day, like, bro, I'm doing a deal. The guy's Albanian. I'm gonna need you to translate.
Put your dad on the phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me give you my dad real quick. I'll let you know.
This kid's buying crack. Listen, whatever. Don't worry about
He
it.
ends the conversation. Fuck off.
I'm telling you, my Albanian is very bad. I understand it more than I speak it, but
Okay.
it's like, very hard because there's different dialects in Albanian.
Mhm.
You know, you go to certain parts, they speak different like dialects. So I'm like, I say it one thing, like we say it like this, and I'm like, fuck that.
This is how I say it.
I'll say it in English. How about that?
Does your dad cook any cool Albanian dishes for you?
A lot of pizzerias that are owned in New York are run by Albanians. A lot of
Yeah, Albanians
pizzerias,
run
a
a
lot
lot
of
of things.
Italian food. I went to Manchester and I fought, and I was like, I need to find one Italian spot. And of course, the fucking one that was owned by like an Italian restaurant was Albanians.
Nice.
I'm like, but it was
You have that in New York
delicious.
a lot where you go to Italian place and the Spanish guy's cooking. Yeah.
But they're owned by Albanians.
I went to a Chinese place and the cook was Mexican. And one of the best Chinese ever had.
Really?
Explain that to me.
Well, I think some
Yeah.
people can just follow a recipe.
Yeah,
right?
that I don't know.
That was like,
I never heard of that in my life.
yeah, blew my mind.
It was
You
good.
want to tell you where I was?
Where?
In Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just anywhere in Nebraska. Nome, Alaska.
Nome. At one of the fucking highest points.
Yeah, I never.
It was amazing food.
I never been to Alaska.
Never been to Alaska?
Nah, I never.
You're missing out.
I've been to everywhere, like in the middle of the United States.
Midwest. Real popular in the Midwest.
Yeah, I've been all over there plenty of times in boxing.
So you do a lot of traveling for boxing?
Yeah, I traveled Florida, Omaha, Nebraska, Kansas City. We've been there a lot.
How terrible is Nebraska?
It really wasn't that bad.
You been to Lincoln?
No, I've been to Omaha. So I was good. I was underweight the whole week, so I was eating steak every night.
There you go.
So I enjoyed it.
It's a good place to eat steak.
Yeah. My dad ended up getting food poisoning over there. It wasn't too good. But
I take it back my last
statement. But the one place I didn't like at all was, to be honest with you, was Missouri. Every time we went there every winter. Like I was like, guys, can we just like go in the spring or something?
I want to go back to
fucking
Vegas.
cold here.
Yeah. What's Vegas at, guys?
Next to Vegas, what's your favorite place?
I liked Arizona.
Yeah.
I liked Phoenix. I liked Phoenix. Oh, so you can't go. I went to LA. I fucking hated LA.
I hate California as a whole.
I hated LA. Everywhere I was going, there was people like shooting like heroin and stuff like that right in front of you, and I was like, bro, this place sucks. It smells.
And
terrible.
they don't share.
They don't.
You notice that?
Never
They're
do.
like, hey, you want some?
No, they're like, yo, I want more.
They're greedy motherfuckers.
They asking me.
Yeah, I was in San Diego and I left the pizzeria and I had an extra slice. Yeah, picture that, me with an extra slice. So I'm walking down the street and I see this homeless guy sitting there. I walk up, I'm like, here, bud, here you go. And he goes, get the fuck out of here with that. And I was like, what? So I walk down the street another few feet, another guy, I'm like, hey, you hungry, bud? He goes, I don't want that shit. Like, no one would take the pizza.
my dad actually, one guy was asking my dad for money one time in New York in MSG, and my dad's like, I'll buy you food. I'm not gonna give you money, but I'll give you food. The guy's like, okay, I'll take it. My dad goes to like the gyro stands. He goes, I don't want this shit. My dad's like, so when the fuck do you get to choose? When do you decide to choose? So in my mind, I'm like, these fucking guys, they want money. So, but instead they'll take food, and they'll still be like, you know what? Nah, I want this.
Wild.
I want a Big Mac.
Yeah, like I was like, nah, I'm good. Like I'd rather have like some pasta. Fuck you, dude.
Give me
Let's
these
go to
nuts.
Italy. Come on.
Yeah, I'm like,
What's your worst injury you have sustained in the ring, and where's your pain tolerance? You say you're pretty good at pain tolerance, or what do you got?
Yeah, I think I've been okay. I've had this elbow problem for a little bit. It was that's when I was going with integrated pain management. And they were helping me out in the beginning, but this now to a point where it's getting like unbearably, like it got worse after the fight. After the fight was like the bottom line. I did MRIs previously about this elbow, and it never showed back as bad as it is now.
Okay.
It was showing up fractures, and I'm like, what the hell?
How do they repair that? They go in laparoscopy or?
Yeah, I got to do an operation for it. The bones are literally out, so they have to like remove the bone.
Can I have a piece?
Yeah, I'll tell the doctor to keep it.
Save piece for me.
They don't do that shit.
I want to make a little
they take
keychain.
it back,
No,
right?
it's a law. Like it's medical. As soon as it leaves your body,
Yeah, it's bullshit. because
medical waste, and
you
they're
can take
not.
percent to home.
That's different. That's completely different
How? It's medical waste.
because it's part of the baby. It's after the birth. You're birthing it.
No, that they take that too. You're talking about the placenta, right?
Yeah,
No, you can request
That's
it.
big money.
request
Can
it? Yeah,
request it.
Huge
but
money.
they keep it.
Yeah,
You
it's a
can't-
lot of
50 grand,
paperwork.
80 grand.
Yeah.
A lot of paperwork to get it.
Is it?
And can you even sell that afterwards?
Listen, you could sell anything. I know an Albanian guy who can sell anything. Anything.
There's a couple pizzerias in
Socks,
Brooklyn.
candles, don't matter. He'll sell it. He'll push it. Very good salesman.
Yeah.
What's that movie line? There's 3 M's I don't fuck with. Mother Nature, mother-in-laws, and motherfucking Albanians. There's the truth to that. There's truth to it.
Yeah.
You ever been back to this country?
The motherland?
I've been to Italy more times than I've been to Albania.
You have been to
I've been to
Albania.
Albania at the worst time. I went in the winter. There was more dogs and cats more than people.
Where are the people at? In Italy.
Albania's all over the place. They're in Germany. They're in Belgium. They're in Switzerland. They're
They're
in
a
Italy.
nomadic tribe.
They're all over the
I
place.
got you.
I went in a fight. I was trying to qualify for the Olympics. I won, and they were like, they changed the rule from 17 years old to 19. I was 17.
So you won to qualify.
Yeah, I went
They
there.
were like,
To fight for Albania.
Yeah, and I went there. I won, and they were like, "You're too young." I was like, "Shit."
because
No,
what
I'm like-
happened was you didn't speak the right dialect.
No, I was like, "Why'd you guys bring me down here?" They're like, "Well, we wanted to see what you were about." I was like, "Well,
We want to see if you're willing to travel.
yeah." They were thinking about offering me, like, they wanted to like fake my passport, and I was like, "Nah, it's not."
Now you're getting crazy.
All you need is a scandal.
Yeah, and
start
I'm
your
like,
career.
no thanks, man. Like, what? It was like one of the low guys, and I'm like, even if you were gonna be able to do it, like, you're gonna get fucked with me too. Like, you're gonna get in trouble with me. I'm snitching.
I will sing like a fucking area.
I'm telling you.
I don't have a prison. I'm going to talk.
Have you ever tried out for the Olympics here?
By the time that the next Olympics was going to show up, because it was already too late for the U.S. and I was too young, next year I was like, you know what? Like I fought a couple tournaments, and then Matchroom came up and was like, listen, we want to turn you pro. And I was like, how much money are we talking? And we ended up taking the offer. I took the second offer because the first offer, you never take the first offer.
I'm going to ask him. What is the first? I don't need to know the second.
Right, yeah.
We'll be honest. What does the first offer look like to go pro?
Well, they offered me a deal was 13 fights, which a 13-fight deal is almost it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and it was within a 3-year time though.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, within 2 years. Within 2 years, a 13-fight deal, which is absurd.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's 13 fights. You're looking at within 7 fights in the first year, in 6 in the next year, or vice versa.
That's a lot of white fat.
We're also needing a rap album from you. Also,
Yeah,
between the fights?
I
And your firstborn son.
yeah, and then I ended up tearing my bicep tendon, rotator cuff, and labrum. And after the third fight, because the first fight I ended up fighting twice in October. My debut October 6th, and then I fought October 27th.
Jesus.
And then they were like, "We want you in New York because you sell a lot of tickets." And I was like, "Okay, I'll do it." I was good. I won a third round knockout. I was like, "Let's do it." I ended up fighting my opponent 3 days before the fight because they couldn't find nobody. Nobody wanted to fight.
How does that feel knocking somebody out?
It feels wonderful.
It's a pretty good feeling.
Oh,
yeah?
It's a pretty good feeling. But then you have to. I got a soft spot. I got to make sure. Like I hope they're okay. And
Yeah, not,
You know,
not
in
case you wanna
hurt
get sushi
somebody.
after.
yeah, I want to like get a Slurpee or something like that. Like
Right,
maybe
right.
like.
I think they're a
pizza.
little more valuable than a Slurpee, bud.
Listen, sometimes when you're dieting all at that time.
Hey, you want to get a Slurpee?
Yeah, my favorite thing is Mountain Dew. Like I could drink Mountain Dew all day.
Love Mountain Dew.
Oh,
big,
man.
big fan.
Don't touch
Yep.
the stuff.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
I can drink that I can drink like a gallon a day.
Just regular, right? Not that Code Red bullshit.
Yeah, fuck Code Red.
I
I'll
like
say it.
I like the regular one the
Yeah,
most.
the original one. Baja Blast can go fuck itself.
Yeah, I don't like
You don't
Baja
want
Blast.
that bullshit,
I
right.
can do that, or I can do like Voltage maybe. Like
So when
here
you were
and
young, were you a Surge guy? Remember Surge? It
What's
was like the Coke's version of Mountain Dew.
No, I was 100% Mountain Dew.
All
Like,
day,
yeah,
purist.
yeah.
All right, I can get behind that.
Even that mellow yellow garbage, like
Fuck that nonsense. No
Yeah.
time for that. You ever drink Tullamore Dew with Mountain Dew and you make a doo-doo shot?
no, I never.
You're welcome for that. You have fun with that. Run with it. Give me a call. Say, I'm doing it. It's happening. And then let me know how it works out for you.
100%. I'll try.
Because Mountain Dew was originated to cut the moonshiners, their liquor. It was too strong. So Mountain Dew came out as a chaser.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it started in the Appalachians.
They should have that in every club.
Maybe we get you to sponsor you.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell Mountain Dew. Hook a brother up.
I broke my hand one fight, and I'm fucking injured. I'm injury prone like crazy.
I've noticed that about
and
you.
I was trying to open up a bottle, and I was doing an interview, and I'm like trying to open it up. And
Did you do the mouth too?
I'm like, and they were telling me, they're like, "What are you drinking?" I'm like, "I'm having a Mountain Dew." Mountain Dew.
You
Yeah.
went real redneck real quick.
Oh, dude. Mountain Dew's my stuff.
Mountain Dew.
You say, I'm all jacked up with Mountain Dew.
There's a medical disease in the Appalachians. They call it Mountain Dew mouth.
I probably got it.
The teeth rot out because drinking too much Mountain Dew.
I drink a lot of Mountain Dew. Thank God. I'm doing good.
But you probably brush your teeth. So
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
you don't brush teeth with Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
You'll be all
No,
right.
no. I use toothpaste. I'm good.
What was it? Monday, I had 2 slices of buffalo pizza for lunch and a 2-liter Mountain Dew.
You had that in Jersey or you had that in New York?
I had it in New York.
Okay, good.
Albanian guy.
You
Absolutely.
got in the right spot.
Yeah.
Because I had pizza in Jersey, and I'm like,
Dude, we
It's
were in New
bad.
York the other day. We were
Well, it
leaving.
depends where you go.
no.
Because you
man,
could
come on.
you could arguably say New Jersey overall has some of the best pizza in the world.
Yeah, I can say it. I'll say it.
Oh, you're talking about like Dave Portnoy's like.
Whoa. First of all, I've been eating pizza way before he's been eating pizza. I'll tell you that right now.
We actually left Barstool the other night. We went out and did a podcast with Billy for his first thing of Audio Crack. Right, we walked out of the studio because the first pizza place second pizza place
He points
we saw,
it out, and I'm like, it's gonna be garbage.
and
Before
we walked in.
Yeah.
I buy his 2 slices. I pay the guy. I'm walking out. I buy like, this is fucking trash. He doesn't even bite. He goes and throws it in the
I
trash.
don't even try to
Not
bite
worth
it.
the calories.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck this.
I don't even want it.
Like,
fucking-
why
that was-
eat something
that was
that's
terrible.
it's like to me? So I'm already fat. I don't need to add to this if I'm not going to enjoy
Whoa,
it.
whoa, husky.
Whatever. Let's call it what
Yeah.
it is.
When I'm getting bigger, my dad likes to talk shit.
Does
and, yeah, he's like, yo, you're getting fat, and I'm like, I'm not fat, I'm big boned. And,
You fat fuck.
That's what I
Whoa.
needed in my life, possibly growing up. No one ever,
Not a
like,
second chicken cutlet.
no one ever said like, "Hey, you're nothing
No.
like that ever." Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, you look great," yeah. But I was never like huge when I was.
I
little.
never, not once say you look great.
COVID. I really plumped me up.
Yeah, you got a couple layers
Like
of code.
131 pounds I added.
You gained a whole Backstreet Boy.
Yeah. I gained
Impressive.
almost a boxer.
Yeah.
I fight at 140, so
Yeah,
he
almost
gained
like
it
a
up.
boxer.
He's
yeah.
carrying you around on top of what he already had.
Yeah.
Just walk around
That's why
town.
my calves are gigantic.
He has disgusting calves.
Don't worry, I'm tiny, dude.
Dude, his
tiny.
calf, he flexes the size of your head.
Off camera, we'll show you.
Absolutely.
I'll send you pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. I know your elbows are all fucked up, but you think you can thumb wrestle them?
No,
Nah,
I
we're not
broke
gonna do
this
that.
part.
We're not gonna do that, Joe.
Oh my god.
I'm all broken.
You came with a lot of excuses.
Maybe in the future.
I'm shaking.
I can't thumb wrestle you.
No, well, I'll give you what I can do.
All right. We can
I'll
dick
try.
wrestle, whatever you got to do. Whatever works. Where was the hardest? We'll
I'm
wrestle
trying to
that.
do a celebrity thumb wrestling thing, but
Oh,
I can
you
give it a
called him
try.
a celebrity.
I'm tiny, man.
I'm technically undefeated. Frankie Edgar. We're not gonna say the word cheated or anything. We're gonna
Some
use
scamming
the
took
word.
place.
We're gonna use the word. We were both sweaty, and I kind of just let him win because we were going out.
And
of for a
Cops was
long
on. Cops was
fucking
coming
time.
on.
Oh, Cops-
These Cops was coming on.
And then
that
another
afternoon.
one,
Yeah.
Heavy D from the Diesel Brothers.
That was 7 minutes long.
No, it was 14 minutes.
Oh, I
long.
stopped recording at 7 as I
Do
walked
you
away.
use like the second finger?
No,
no,
none of
no,
tagging
no,
bullshit.
no.
Straight up.
So
Just
every
straight up.
time I even counted to 3 one of the times, and he does the thing where he pulls away. Most people I could just hold.
We
in their
need to
hand,
tie
but
the
he was-
hands together
He's actually
next time.
taller
Duct
than me.
tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tape it and just have
Now-
the thumb.
You motherfucker.
Whoa, easy.
Sorry, I got excited. I've been telling him, I don't know how many podcasts in a row, he takes blood pressure medication.
And I did.
Turn your fucking ringer off.
7 p.m. I have my alarm for, but I have a backup one.
It's because he was late.
Yeah, it's my fault. It's
I,
my
no,
It's
no,
your
I have a
fault.
backup one at
100% my fault.
9:15 in case I forget, or I turn the 7 p.m. off. I need the backup one because I don't want to die. you know?
That's what I have to do with like stuff, like my appointments.
Well, that's what you should have did it for the podcast.
Yeah, and
You didn't.
I'm,
Well, from
I'm-
now on, we're gonna have a Google Calendar. We're gonna start sending to people so they get an alert on their
In
phone.
case you guys are wondering, I hit up the Albanian Bear and I'm like, hey, you want to do the podcast? He's like, yeah, I'm available. I go, 7:30. He's like, yeah, perfect. Great time for a podcast. Right? I'm looking at my phone. I'm sitting here, 7:30, 7:45. I'm asking my producer, I'm like, when's a good time to call and not look too eager? Like,
Right now.
that weird conversation. Like, when do I text her? And he's like, now would be a good time to call him. So I call and you're like, oh, shit, that's today?
you
made it, though.
You
You
should
made
have
it,
called me
yeah.
at 6. And you were like, motherfucker, you better be coming at 7:30.
Yeah, but then I look too eager. You know, I got better
no.
before.
Me, I'm.
Now I know.
I felt like
No, no.
shit. Like once
Well, now
I
we're
saw your
buddies.
phone number, I was
Yeah.
like, shit. When I saw you call me, I'm like, fuck.
Now we're buddies. Now we might walk out within a fight in a couple of years. You never know.
I brought some cigars, so we're
No, I want a full tracksuit.
I got you. I'm bringing a taxi.
Full tracks, autographed. I'm bringing some glossary autograph for
Yeah.
the kids.
I'm trying.
Gotcha.
I can bring that too.
Thank you.
I got you.
Appreciate
I get that done.
I want to get cool stuff for our studio, but you have guests come and you're like, hey, like me, Clean Bro, he was coming, right? And I was just busting balls. I was feeling myself that day. I texted him like, hey, by the way, I'm a 2X. That's all I wrote. And he came with, so I'm like, it worked. I got a sweatshirt.
I wish you told me that. I wish you guys told
I
me
wish
that
you were here on
before I
time.
brought it. Hey,
Fuck
listen.
sweatshirt.
I wish you told me, like, listen, hey, double XL. I'm like,
Do you know how pissed my
Got
wife's
you.
going to be? What happened was our last podcast, we're going off topic, but real quick, our last podcast, a guy comes, Ray, great guy. He's a very high-ranking officer on the NYPD. We had him out for Police Appreciation Week. Great guy. So I tell my wife, I'll be home at 8. No, I'll be home at 8. Come at 7. I'll be home at 8. We don't live far from the studio. I come rolling in at 9:45. Who the fuck knew Ray was a chatty Cathy? And we just sat here. Our producer left. We're just sitting here bullshitting.
For an hour and 50 minutes, we sat and
Next
just
thing I know, I'm
talked afterwards.
doing an hour and 15 minutes late to get home. And she called, but my phone's on vibrate or silent for the podcast.
Yeah.
It was just a shit show.
yeah, I mean, if you want, call me, and if you want someone to yell at, I'll
You don't want no part of that. She's a 4-foot Italian. You don't want no part of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck that.
You know
She'll
what?
fuck you up.
Good luck.
She will punch you right in the elbow without even telling you.
No,
She's like, bah.
that's why
I
I
knew that
said
was
just
weakness.
call me. Don't.
Yeah. So we're at the part of my favorite part of the podcast, all right? The question's very simple. The rules are very simple. Something you've seen, something happened to you, or something someone told you. The absolute worst shitting story where a dude wipe would have definitely improved the scenario that you were in.
Oh, all right. So, I fought in Mexico City.
Lovely place.
The worst place in my life. The worst
Montezuma
experience ever.
Revenge.
All right. You drank the water?
No, I drank from a bottle, but I was brushing my teeth with the regular water.
Mountain Dew
and
next
then
time.
I was exactly, and then I was eating the salad which they were telling me. And then plus, they were making me eat like the food that they brought. And one of them was like fish with like cheese sauce on top of it. I was like, what the fuck? But I was starving, so I had to eat it. And
no, you chose to eat it.
I had no choice, but I ate it regardless. I ended up getting food poisoning, and I couldn't eat nothing the whole week. I was fighting, and the guy kept hitting me in the stomach, and he kept catching me. Like every time he's hitting my arm, he's hitting me in my stomach, and I'm like, so
hit me in the face for the love of God.
I sat down in the second round, and I'm like, fuck, I'm in deep shit. One, I can't breathe because the altitude was ridiculous, and I was dying. I thought I was gonna die there. I sat down, and I'm like, I don't know if I have to shit or throw up. And I didn't realize that there was a microphone that was right on top of me. And I look up, and I'm like, fuck. And everybody's calling me afterwards, like, yo, did you shit or throw up? And I'm like, I did.
I did both,
actually. I almost shit my pants in the fight. I went straight to the bathroom. I let it happen.
The glove's still on.
Oh,
I can't wipe.
I had the gauze and everything. I was like trying to.
I have noticed you get like cerebral palsy.
Yeah,
every time you gotta do something.
Yeah, I gotta, get a little T-Rex on.
But you won the fight, so
I won, but I was fucking
But
miserable.
you didn't shit your pants.
I was very, very close, and then I ran out. I went straight to the bathroom because they gave me urinals. I'm like, bro, I'm not shitting these fucking urinals. They had this one little like small ass bathroom. I went there. I did my work, and then dude wipes would definitely help at that moment because they had like this little sheet of toilet paper. It was like,
dude wipes, can you call the Albanian Bear, please? My man, he's gonna need some help.
Yeah, it was a rough time. It was definitely one of the worst. It was my first professional world title. Like it wasn't a world title, but
do you hold title now?
No, I vacated that. That was like a WBC silver youth
because the
world title.
2% thing. Yeah,
yeah, and then, I was like, I'm not fucking defending this shit. I want a real world title, But
so you can just give up that you don't have to defend it.
Yeah, no, I vacated it right away, and I was like, you know what, I want to start working my way down to the real ones, But,
now, do you keep a copy of that belt?
Yeah, I have that in my house. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Can I borrow it one night?
Yeah,
because you paid for it, right?
Pretty much. I own this, But
this is mine.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely an experience that was the worst experience of my life. I was like, you know what, but this is like made me into like the professional that I am now.
Okay.
Because they gave me 2 weeks. They were like, you know what, it was supposed to be in Arizona. Then the main event got cut, and they were struggling. They were so they put that card in Mexico, and they were like in Mexico City, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, it was one of the last fights of the contract. Then we had a different 3-fight contract deal, and they were like, I'm like, let's just finish this contract, let's get it over with, and then let's win our first world title.
Who pays for the travel?
They did Matchroom Boxing. Yeah.
Now, how do they? You fly first class?
They put me all the way in the fucking back.
Whoa!
they put me all the way in the back, bro. I was even getting fucking peanuts or cookies.
What the hell is that about?
Yeah, it was.
When I fly for work, if someone calls me and they need to go somewhere to work, I always say the same line. I'm like, fun fact, you might not know about me. I only fly first class.
Really?
Yeah, so I did that last trip I had to take. I said that to the owner. He's like, no problem. Flies me there first class. I mean, rolled out the red carpet, right? I do the job. Now it's time to go home. Back of the bus. I'm like, what the fuck is
that? You paid
this?
extra for the worst seat.
There was a woman sitting next to me. I swear to God. Right, I went from Nome, Alaska to Juneau. It was Juneau. And the lady next to me had 2 20-piece nuggets from McDonald's in the airport and a live chicken.
A live chicken.
Live chicken.
And she brought it on the plane?
On the plane.
How the fuck did you bring it on the
Please
plane?
don't tell me she was feeding the chicken.
No, she was eating the
fire.
nuggets, holding the chicken. I can think to myself, that's so fucked up. Like, you're eating this fucking chicken's cousin.
Wait, wasn't that in the social network? He got accused of feeding the pet chicken at lunch.
That's
and he
fucked up.
did.
It's all right.
Yeah.
McNuggets are not even real fucking chicken
Dude, it
anyway.
was terrible.
Who the hell knows what that really
Yeah,
is?
they flew me home. It took me 32 hours to get home.
Pink slime.
I had a layover I had to go to Juneau. I think it was Juneau. And then
layover
to Seattle.
Connecting flight?
Seattle to Anchorage. That's Anchorage. Anchorage to Seattle. Seattle to Texas. Texas to North Carolina. North Carolina to New York.
Wait. So it was what, like 4 stops?
Yep.
4 stops?
32 hours.
What the fuck?
You got a group rate.
32 hours.
Group break?
So we got there first class the whole way. Beautiful time.
They're like, yeah, we don't need you no more.
On the way home, it was terrible.
That's fucked up.
It was terrible.
I would have sued him or something like that.
How? What was I going to do?
They're like, listen, hey.
But I did have we got on the plane in Texas. There was a problem with the plane. They gave people the option of getting off and not coming back, or you can get off and come back in an hour. What the fuck it was. So I run out. I get a pizza, a full pie, and come back and sit down with my full pizza. And then people that didn't get off the plane because they were nervous about not getting back on or whatever, they're looking at me. I was like, you're gonna clean it up.
I will eat all 8 of these slices.
These are all mine.
I would have, to be honest, I would have paid for one connecting flight. I wouldn't have done that 32 hours.
Yeah,
no way.
They paid for it. I didn't pay for anything.
I would have wasted that ticket. I would have.
Yeah, I
like,
wasn't
you
in
know
a rush to get home. It just sucked.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that 32 hours. I would have paid extra.
I want to
would've
find
paid
someone
something.
that can send me places like a sponsor. Just send me places.
Yeah,
Can I be in your corner next? How does that work?
Can
I walk in the ring with you?
Well, they pay for what is it? Me and 2 coaches.
Well, I'm not a coach.
Wait, me and 2 coaches and 1 cut man. That's how it's-
One what?
Cut man. Like if I get, God forbid, I get cut in one fight.
I'll
like,
cut the shit out of you.
They
Say less.
stop the cuts from bleeding.
But you can have
But-
somebody walk to the ring with you, like a couple people.
They're very stingy sometimes. It depends on where you're fighting at. Some
I
want to
walk to the
very
ring
stingy.
at Madison Square Garden. That's what I want.
They're the most stingiest
Yeah,
people
they
to
are.
I
deal
know
with.
that, but you were an hour late.
Is it? Wait, is it
That's
the
all I'm saying. You were an hour late.
Is it the
I know.
Is it the boxing people are stingy, or is the actual Madison Square Garden?
It's kind of both. Because
We can have connections to Madison Square Garden.
I believe me. I have that. It's the
right.
Matchroom and the New York State Commission. It's
We'll
not
do-
not the
we'll come to the
MSG.
fight and support you next time.
It's the commission.
So I can't. Is he's telling him that I can't walk down the ring with you? Is that
I
what
can
you're telling me?
try, but I've tried to get like other people to walk
Would
me
it
out
make
and
you
stuff like
feel
that,
better
and
if
they're
I told you I had like a terminal illness or anything like that?
it's not gonna make me feel like
I'll lie
that.
to you.
It's
I'm like,
tell-
I'm stage 4. You walk
tell-
down the ring with you.
tell the commission, not me, because I have no problem.
Maybe we sit in the celebrity section.
All right.
Yeah, that can make me work.
You were supposed to go to your last fight, and I got a phone call 2 days prior saying, "Can I go to Tennessee for work?" And I was like, "Yeah, we'll be there for 2 days. I'll make it in time. I'm back for Friday." I'm like, "Oh, perfect. I'll go to Tennessee." Well, I didn't get back till Sunday. I was there for fucking 7 days.
Yeah, nice.
Terrible. So I missed your last fight. I was
Don't worry
supposed
about
to
it.
sit there.
The next one we will be there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the fight sucked.
You won,
But you
I
won.
won.
but you know how you guarantee I'll be there? If I can walk to the rink.
We gotta find out when the next fight is.
You can make this happen.
Next fight, I want to get like a
faith.
nice guy to fight. I want to get like a top 20. You know, I have a couple of names that are already in the balance.
Logan
so
Who
Paul.
do you think's gonna win that fight?
Mike Tyson or
Yeah,
Yeah. Weigh in on it. Come on.
they're fighting in 14-ounce gloves. Like,
but it's a sanctioned fight though.
It's there's not even a winner. There's a
I thought it was a full
the
sanctioned
only
fight.
way you win the fight is if you win by knockout.
Okay.
Other than that, it's
Who do you think's taking the knockout?
none of them. They're gonna be like they're not gonna hate each
Oh,
other.
they're just there for the money?
No, they're there for fun. They're friends. They were friends before the fight. Now all of a sudden they don't like each other. It's all fucking acting. They want to get
Possibly.
paid. They want to get paid. They're gonna get paid too.
So if you were, let's say you were going to bet on it, who you bet on? Where's the money going?
I don't think unless Mike Tyson got knocked out when he was younger. I think Mike Tyson will probably catch him.
That's what I was thinking.
Jake Paul don't like pressure. He's not a pressure guy. Like Anderson Silva was giving him the work. I thought it was a lot closer fight with Anderson Silva than it was than the judges
Well,
gave
Fury
it.
just beat him. Yeah, well,
Whoa.
Fury sucks too.
Very angry man.
He's not like his brother. Tyson's a different story.
he's fighting soon too.
Tyson Fury, yeah, that fight's
Yeah.
tough. That I don't know who's gonna win that fight.
Gonna be a,
Yeah,
Yeah.
him and Usyk.
they're fighting
That's
in
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's
You
where.
think I walk to the ring with him?
No,
Okay.
Nah, I don't think so. To be
I don't
honest.
think Saudi Arabia will let you in.
He's a fucking party animal too. Like, every
I can
time
party
see
with him.
With him,
I'll party with him.
didn't he got called for like cocaine or something like that, right?
Who hasn't?
Just a touch.
Oh man, he's like a party. I remember seeing him in Top Rank card in MSG, and he was like, he was like screaming. I'm like, dude, was like screaming on top of his lungs.
My man.
Yeah, I'm like, this
They
guy.
don't call him the Gypsy King for nothing.
Yeah, he can party.
What are they
He can-
called?
he can-
The Gypsy King.
Yeah,
I thought nowadays that's like a racial slur.
No, his whole family they're all gypsies. Like
Yeah.
legit.
In Albania, you ever
traveling
deal with a
gypsies.
gypsy?
Oh, they're all over the place.
I went to Portugal and Spain. They were all over the place.
Yeah, Italy too.
Yeah.
They're those guys, but they're like, it's weird in Albania. They have like their certain groups
Mhm.
where they're like kids that come up to you and they'll
They
beg for
pickpocket
money.
you?
No, they'll beg for money. It's fucking really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you do anything to those kids, there's people like that like down the block
Yep.
watching you, and if you do something to those kids, they're gonna
gonna
rob
gank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stick
they're
you.
gonna stab you. They're gonna shoot you. They're gonna.
I like when they try to help you park the car. Yeah,
Oh,
those.
yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like, "Come on back." I'm like, "I didn't
Yeah.
fucking ask
Yeah.
for you."
Oh, they
and then
wash
their
it.
hands out.
They wash your windshields. Like
That happened in Morocco to me. I dropped my girlfriend at the time, her mother, and her grandmother. They're all Moroccan. Dropped them off
Yeah.
at the front of the place. I went and found a parking lot, pulled in, and there was this guy standing there, looked homeless. And then he walks up to me, I got out of the car, and he puts his hand out. And I'm like, what do you want?
My man.
And he wanted money. And I was like, no, fuck off. Like, leave me alone. So I locked the car. And now he's yelling at me, kind of chasing me a little bit.
Would have just got out of the car and just started.
So I brushed him off and walked away. I tell the story to her mother, and her mother translates to the grandmother.
Now you have 4
and then she
flats.
starts laughing. I don't know that those guys kind of just linger in parking lots, and they kind of watch your car while you're in places and make sure no one fucks with it, and you give them a little something. Nothing crazy, but give them a little something. I didn't know this. And now I'm supposed to cursing this guy out and yelling at him. Like,
he shit on your hood.
No,
Really?
He didn't do anything, but his grandmother came and gave him a little something. So
Yeah,
I didn't know that, but now I do in foreign countries.
Yeah.
Tip those guys.
I don't.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
I agree. I'm like,
It's a rental. I've had it.
I'm like, dude, do whatever the fuck you want. Who gives a
Dude, last
shit?
went to Portugal, I got the rental car, and the guys, what kind of insurance you want? I'm like, the best you have. He's like, really? I'm like, yup. And I'm glad we did, because I destroyed the entire fucking rim, the whole bumper. We got into an accident with my cousin. We were out there. She hit the car, and she's all worried. I'm like, I got the absolute best insurance.
Yeah, full board.
Fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
I showed back up at the airport. The guy's like,
total little car.
he's like, this is going to cost. He's telling me how much it's going to cost. I'm looking. I'm like, no, it's not. Here you go. Have a good day.
Not for me, bud.
Bye. Fuck that car up.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Good.
I ain't paying any gypsy a dime.
Yeah, I got caught with that. What's that?
Crack
that
cocaine?
car, no, that car dealership, the car rentals where they rent like other people's cars.
Yeah.
Verbo or one of
Verbo,
those,
yeah. And they try to like get me because I destroyed the rim. So I was going down a certain thing and I rammed it. And I'm like, dude, I bought the best insurance possible.
Yeah,
But
I assure you the rims are covered.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm good. Take care. Have a nice day.
Good talk.
See ya, pal.
Well, the Albanian Bear, as much as I love hanging out with you, which I do, I would love to hang out there walking down the ring, though. But we're going to call it. I really do appreciate you coming on time. And maybe next time we'll try to I'll give you an earlier start, and we'll get here an hour later.
Thanks for
Sounds
coming
good.
on.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks for going on, buddy.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, my God, my ears are
Oh.
Back to this